Hey folks, I'm Steve Adderholt, the race director of Cocodona, and we have another set of updates for you. We are now less than 3 weeks away from race week. My brain's starting to swim. We have a special treat for you today. We not only have some Cocodona updates, but we have Flagstaff Ultra Runner and Kahtoola Events and Community Manager Austin Corbett joining us. Austin, welcome. How are you, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you doing, Steve?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, welcome in. We're happy to have to you joining us in the race this year, running, and also Kahtoola as a partner again. So thanks for that. Austin, tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Arizona, so that's a big reason why Cocodona is so special to me. I grew up in Phoenix, and then I've been in Flagstaff for about coming up on 8 years now, and just been getting more and more involved with the running community, and it's just a really special place to be a runner. So yeah.
Yeah, sweet. It is. Flagstaff's an awesome place. It's and a great place if you're an ultra runner. That's true too. So you've been involved with us. It seems like from the very beginning as a partner with Kahtoola. We've become friends. Your partner Carrie has run Cocodona twice. Tell us about all your experiences. Don't tell us about all your experiences. Pick one experience
Sure.
to tell us about and what made you want to run Cocodona.
Yeah. Actually, the first year I was part of the live stream filming crew, just volunteering. And so I was up doing some filming up here in Flagstaff, and that was, my first experience with the race. And then the next 2 years, yeah, like you said, paced and crewed my partner Carrie. And, I think my excitement for and wanting to do it was really just from, my connection to Arizona and loving this state, and just how important it was to just kind of see the connection of all these towns and all that I kind of grew up going to as a kid. And so I just think that point to point adventure is so cool. But yeah, and then in 2022, my partner Carrie ran Cocodona, and I got to pace her from Whiskey Row to Fane Ranch. And I think just being more involved and actually seeing somebody firsthand doing it was just so cool. And she had never done a 200. She never even run 100 miles before that race. So I think just kind of seeing what she could do from not having a ton of experience in a multi-day event to crushing it. So that just, really lit my fire, and I've been wanting to do it ever since.
Awesome. So you're both running this year.
Yeah.
What's your plan? Are you running together, holding hands, or are you going to be like separate crews, just like
Uh,
racing against each other? What's the plan there?
I told Carrie we're going to cross the finish line holding hands, but we'll see if she agrees with that or not. But no, I think our plan is to stick together at least until Whiskey Row, so we don't have to be alone for any of that first section, and then from there, jump in with our pacers. And if we stick together, then great. But if not, then I think we don't want to hold each other back at all. So I
Yeah,
wouldn't be surprised if she beat me. So
yeah,
yeah,
she's pretty quick. Yeah,
she
yeah.
is.
When you're feeling good, make good time, and when you can run together, run together. That's awesome. Well, so this is your first 200 miler. Um,
Yeah.
what are you nervous? Are you excited? How are you feeling?
I think it's a lot of emotions now coming up like less than 3 weeks now to the race, but I am excited. I think I'm getting a little antsy now, once you kind of start dialing it back and just seeing it come up closer and closer. But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I think my skills as an ultra runner are more suited to the kind of longer stuff, and I think I'm just excited for the adventure and just kind of just seeing what happens. I've only run 100 miler, so I don't know what to expect past that. So
Sweet.
just kind
Well,
of
now
just
you're going to run two
diving
and a
in.
half
Yeah,
in
exactly.
in one
So
week.
yeah, why not?
Yeah, cool.
Uh,
Okay, Austin, you come to us through a partnership with Kahtoola. Tell us about Kahtoola, the story and the culture.
yeah, so Kahtoola the company started 25 years ago. Actually, this year will be our 25th anniversary. So super excited. Got some fun stuff planned for later this year. But the company started with our owner Danny, who he was in the Italian Dolomites on a rock climbing trip, and on his way down from the climb, he slipped and fell and had a kind of near death experience. He ended up being okay, but it inspired him to want to create some sort of a packable traction device for climbing, for hiking, all kinds of applications. And so he essentially created the KTS crampon, which is our first product that we still sell today. But it's a flexible crampon that can be worn with basically any type of footwear, as opposed to most crampons that are required to be used for like on technical mountaineering boots. So that was kind of an innovative new thing, and then the company has grown from there. We've always been based in Flagstaff. That's where he started it. He was born and raised here, so our headquarters are still in Flagstaff. So yeah, and we love being here.
Great. Yeah, that's great. I mean, I think Kahtoola is synonymous with winter traction micro spikes. They're one of my favorite pieces of running gear. I remember one story that pops in my head is running in the canyon in the winter, and the South Rim was just totally iced over, and all the tourists are like slipping around, and they're nervous because they're right on the edge, and I like just jump up on the boulder guardrail or whatever and pass by them, and it's covered in ice, and because I have the Kahtoola microspikes, and like complete confidence from not slipping off the edge and falling to my death. But those tourists, it sure gave them a scare running past. But anyways, I love those microspikes because it's crazy how much traction it gives you, even running just on ice.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thanks for using our products, because I think all of us that do use them, feel the same way, that it really is a game changer, and that's kind of our goal, is to try to like get you to go where you want to go safely, and not having to stress about that. And that's the origins was from a fall, so we want to minimize that as much as possible. So
yeah, cool. Okay, well now, and you also make gaiters, so tell us about the gaiters that Kahtoola makes.
Yeah, so obviously there's probably not going to be much footwear traction needed in Cocodona. So, so our partnership really is more focused on, the gaiters, and I think the 200-mile distance is a perfect application for that. And so that was my inspiration to reach out to Cocodona to start sponsoring. But yeah, so we make several different types of gaiters, but down to sort of, trail running gaiters that are just super minimal and lightweight, breathable, and then all the way up to kind of like mountaineering style gaiters that are real tall and a lot more durable, waterproof kind of thing. And we've been making those since about 2017, 2018 was when we launched the Instigator, which is our trail running focused gaiter. And yeah, the point, as all gaiters, is to keep your feet from or keep the rocks and dust and debris and stuff out of your shoes. And especially in a long distance race, that's can be really important to keeping your feet in good condition.
Yeah, I think stomach and feet is the name of the game for most people. The crux of getting through a 200 miler is keeping your stomach good and keeping your feet clean, and all that, like you said, the dust and debris, which we've got a lot of that micro dust in Arizona. So keeping your feet clean is key. I love how your Instigators, how easy they are to take on and off shoes. Like if you're constant at, every 20 miles or so, taking your shoes and socks off to clean your feet, having a gaiter that's easy to take on and off is awesome. So I love that feature about the Instigator. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's always something I tell people, especially ultra runners, that you can unzip the gaiter most of the way, and you can still get your foot in and out of your shoe. You can leave the gaiters on the shoes. So, especially when you're doing a lot of sock changes and cleaning feet, like you said, it's just it's kind of something you don't really have to think about, which I'm sure later in Cocodona I won't be wanting to think very much. So, or won't be able to.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, you just like sit down in a chair and have your crew do that for you. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's why my mom's crewing me,
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, you and Carrie, you could clean each other's feet, but that would be really hard to bend down and do that
Yeah.
after so many miles. Tell us about. I know sustainability is a big focus for Kahtoola. Tell us about environmental sustainability and what you guys how you guys have made improvements.
Yeah. I mean, that's, a big part of our focus as an outdoor company. We want to be able to protect the spaces that we love to play in and that our customers love to play in as well. And so, some of our focuses in the last few years, has been carbon neutrality. So we hit that in 2022, where we were able to be a carbon neutral company and offset 100% of our emissions. So we do that by calculating our emissions from shipping and from manufacturing, from our headquarters, the energy we're using for the office building that I'm in right now. And then we basically give money to organizations that do these carbon offsets, and then they invest in projects that then, like, for example, like wind turbines in India is one of the projects that we work with that, help to just create less carbon and in the climate. So that's one thing. We've also been focused on reducing plastics in our packaging, especially with the gators. So we've eliminated not all plastics, but we've eliminated a lot of them, just with figuring out different logistics on how we can package them. So rather than being individually packaged, they're just in one big bag when they get shipped to us. And then also using more recycled materials in our packaging, so that way the boxes that are microspikes and other footwear traction come in, that those can be recycled. And a big thing right now too, which is kind of all outdoor companies or most outdoor companies, is eliminating PFAS chemicals in any, like, waterproof or water resistant soft goods usually. And so that's something we're working towards right now, to eliminate all that. And it's in motion. We're just kind of, manufacturing takes a while. So those will be coming soon. But yeah, so that's kind of the main things. And there's a few other things we'll talk about, I think, a little bit later when it comes to philanthropy and how we're also connecting that to sustainability.
Yeah. Awesome. It seems like you guys have looked at sustainability from kind of start to finish, which is really cool. Taking into account the carbon impact of even shipping the product and all the packaging and the manufacturing. That's pretty cool. I really respect that about Kahtoola. Well, okay. So next thing, you mentioned the philanthropy focus for Kahtoola. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so that's also been something that our owner Danny has really made a point to always try to give back to the community in some way since he started this company. Like, he didn't really want it to be necessarily a company. Like, he wants it to be something more impactful than just selling products. So we have the Kahtoola philanthropy program, which is essentially open to anybody, any organization, nonprofit organization that can apply for grants from us. And we really focus on environmental responsibility, indigenous cultures, and outdoor community. So those are the organizations that we focus on supporting. And each organization can apply for up to $15,000 each year. And then it varies how much we actually offer each cycle, just based on what we have in the bank account for this philanthropy program. But yeah, there's been, organizations that we've supported for years and years. And then there's organizations like Wilderness Volunteers that we've been supporting for maybe the last 2 years or so, which is, one of the partners of Cocodona as well, and many others as well. But it really, is just an awesome way that we can give back and actually make an impact past just giving people cool products to wear on their feet. So
yeah, awesome. I love it. Well, I have a little bit of say in the partners that we select, to partner with for the race, and having, Kahtoola based in Flagstaff, having you to work with such a great person and an authentic trail runner, and a company that's doing good sustainability wise and philanthropy wise is awesome. So if you need a pair of gaiters or winter traction, Kahtoola is the place, and they take a portion of those proceeds and put them to good use. So, and speaking of that, we just did our Cocodona training run on the first 37 miles of the course 2 weekends ago, a week and a half ago, and because of the partnership with Kahtoola, we were able to pass along over $2,000 to wilderness volunteers to support their program. So thanks, Kahtoola, for being able to helping us make that happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, this is like what we love to do, and I think Cocodona just lines up so well with our values and what we want to do. So it's a great partnership.
Sweet. Yeah, I think so too. Okay, Austin, going back to your plan for Cocodona, what's your, do you have a race plan or just go out and have fun, or do you have a goal, or what is it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'm not too, I'm not trying to be too competitive or anything. This is more of just an adventure and just to have fun, really. And yeah, like I said, this race has kind of been really such an awesome part of my life the last few years. Every May, I always look forward to it, and I think a lot of people in Flagstaff do. I mean, even some of my coworkers that aren't runners at all, like, will follow the live stream all week long. So, that's really the main goal, is to just enjoy it and finish, obviously. But I think nothing really too specific. Just kind of keep it slow and steady. Just keep moving, eat well. And then I think one of the most important things for me anytime I do a race, and especially an ultra, is just being grateful for being out there and being able to physically do it and have the, ability to take time off work and be out there sharing it with other people and just being incredible places. That I think that's always something I try to focus on for each race.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love the humility and also the being thankful. We should all take a minute and be thankful with how lucky we are to be out in a beautiful place doing this with other great people. So, well,
Absolutely.
Austin, thanks for joining us. I can't wait to see you out on the course, and thanks for supporting Cocodona, man.
All right, man. Yeah, thanks so much, and super excited. And see you in a few weeks.
Okay, sounds good. Take care.
All right, see ya.
All right, that's awesome. I love that guy, and I love Kahtoola too. So happy to partner with them. Let's get into some Cocodona updates. So I've been doing a bunch of course cleanup, just little micro adjustments. Moving the aid station location on the Caltopa file to the actual spot where the aid station will be located, cleaning up the course file so that the course goes right to that aid station location. There's a couple of spots where there's multiple trail junctions, and so cleaning up where that goes. So lots of little adjustments, nothing major to the course, but those adjustments have been made. Something that came to my attention at the Cocodona training run actually is course navigation. So a lot of people use GPS watches for course navigation, which is awesome. They work great. They're very fast and easy to use. And for 90% of intersections, they work really well. For that 10% of the time where you're at a confusing intersection, or like things aren't just adding up right with where the course is lining up and where the intersection is, it's much better to navigate in those confusing spaces on your phone. So if you do have the course file down, or if you are going to download the course file onto your watch, that's great. I highly recommend also having it on your phone and just having it there as a backup for those confusing spots. It could really save you some time and frustration out on the course. Of course, the course will be marked, but you always want to know where you're going. Okay, next thing to cover is the spot trackers. So that link is now provided in the runner guide. So for your friends and family and crew that want to watch your location as you progress along the course, that spot tracker link is now updated on the in the runner guide. We have a partner hotel for the finish line in Flagstaff. It is the Americana Motor Hotel. If you go to make a reservation there, I would recommend doing it sooner than later. NAU's graduation is that same weekend that we're finishing. You can go to the Americana Motor Hotel and make a reservation and type in all caps Coco Run, no spaces, Coco Run, all caps, for an added discount. So check that out for your Flagstaff hotel. Another cool thing that has come up from our partnership with Satisfy is Satisfy and HydroPack are going to be at the Cocodona 250 check-in on the Sunday, the day before the Cocodona 250 race start, and they're going to be doing bladder, soft flask, and bottle repairs and cleaning. So all of us have that gunk that builds up in our bladders and soft flasks. It's kind of like a coat check. Drop off your bladder or soft flask, and they'll repair it, replace the bite valve if needed, clean it, and have it ready and back for you in about an hour. So that's a really cool thing that HydroPack and Satisfy are doing for us. We're also going to have a shakeout run that NAC Bar is providing. It's going to be at 2 p.m. same day at the Sunday Cocodona 250 check-in the day before the race. 2 p.m. they're going to do a little shakeout run with a couple of distance options, leaving right there from the start line. So come a little early and join in on that shakeout run by NAC. Okay, the shuttles for the pre-race and post-race shuttles, all of that information is in the runner guide. It's been updated with the parking area locations, the pickup and drop-off locations for those shuttles. So all that's in the runner guide. If you haven't purchased your shuttle ticket yet, you can do so in Ultra Sign Up on the shop tab of Cocodona. There are only a few tickets left before we max out on that, so you've got a little bit of time left to purchase a shuttle ticket. I want to look at the Flagstaff area parking locations. So on the screen right now, you're going to see our finish line location kind of in the middle of the screen. We've got a couple of different locations for parking for crew runners, whether you're riding the shuttle or whether you're just coming to observe at the finish line. So the first one, it's 0.2 of a mile from the finish line, is the Amtrak station. It's a super quick walk, less than a quarter mile from the finish line. You can pay in advance. It doesn't reserve you a parking spot. It just you can pay for multiple days at that location or at the location that is also 0.2 of a mile from the finish line, up at the parking lot at the northwest corner of Cherry and Beaver Street. Again, you can prepay that. It doesn't reserve you a spot, but you can prepay for multiple days. That spot up there at the northwest corner of Cherry and Beaver is the shuttle pickup location for the Cocodona start line shuttle before the race. Information on how to make a reservation and pay for those shuttle tickets is on this page. This PDF is linked in the runner guide to in the parking info. So just click on it and it'll give you all the information. For the Sedona Canyons 125 and the Eldon Crest 38-mile races, we've got a parking lot at the LDS Church. It is 0.6 of a mile walk from the finish line, so think of it as a nice cool-down walk after your race finish. But that is our parking location for both of those shuttles, for the Sedona Canyons 125 pre-race shuttle and the Eldon Crest pre-race shuttle as well. So again, that PDF is linked in the runner guide. Required gear. So we have had a couple of adjustments to the required gear. We always get questions about, and I'm sure this is my fault, and I don't know if I've come up with the term insulatory layer or whether that's really a term. It doesn't come up. I mean, it does come up in spell check as an incorrectly spelled word, so maybe I did make it up, but that's what we're going with. So an insulatory layer is an upper layer that has some insulating properties to it. So not just a long sleeve shirt. We're talking about a mid-weight layer that has a little bit of cushion to it, whether that's a waffle type layer or a puffy down or a fleece. People ask all the time, will this suffice for an insulatory layer? What you're hoping for is something that will keep you warm in 20-degree weather with 45-mile-an-hour wind. And if you're not moving, if you had to stop for some reason, if you had an ankle sprain or something, in those temps, what are you going to want in your upper layer to keep you warm? So think of it that way. Insulatory layer, just something with some thickness is what we're looking for. The Eldon Crest 38-mile race, anybody who passes through Walnut Canyon after 12:30 p.m. will be required to have all of the required gear. If you pass through if you pass through Walnut Canyon before 12:30, you don't have to have that required gear. So if you're looking at the calculation of how long it's going to take you to get to Eldon Crest, and you're like, to get to Walnut Canyon, and you're not sure if you're going to make it by 12:30, go ahead and put it in your drop bag. But you will not be allowed to progress past Walnut Canyon without the required gear any distance, and the Eldon Crest 38-mile racers after 12:30 p.m. Hopefully that makes it more lenient for you, especially the faster runners. We're trying to give you guys a little bit of options so that if you don't need that required gear, you don't have to have it. So sorry if that makes it a little bit more complicated to figure out if you need the required gear or not. Hopefully we're trying to be easier on you than harder. All the updates that I just went through are now posted in the runner guide, so check that out. One last thing to note, we have partnered with Speedland again for our footwear partner. We're super happy to be involved with those guys. They make some amazing shoes, cutting edge innovation, and materials that are meant to withstand the elements and the challenges of terrain like we have at Cocodona. So the giveaway that we're doing is for the Cocodona 2025 race, so next year's race. It's a free entry to any distance and one pair of the Speedland GS PDX shoes. So that's a really great giveaway for any distance and a pair of shoes, Speedland shoes. So in order to be eligible for the giveaway, you have to follow Cocodona 250 and run Speedland on Instagram. Tag one of your running buddies in the comments. You can do multiple friends with comments, one friend per comment, but each of those comments will get you an entry into the giveaway, randomly selected, and we're going to announce the winner on Friday, April 19th at 10 a.m. And it's only open to U.S. residents. That's all I have for you. 3 weeks out from the race. Hope your training is going well and your taper has started. We can't wait to see you in a few weeks at Cocodona at all three race distances. Take care and happy running.